and I really wanted to be as fiscally responsible as possible, meaning like I wanted to pay off all of my student loans. So I checked that box off. And then, um, you know, realizing that living at home, I've been blessed with, a great family. So it's not a problem for me. So I wanted to take advantage of that and save up for paying my sister's college, which is something that's a huge financial goal of mine.
What's up, peeps? This is Todd, and welcome back to my show. I have an awesome episode because the Christina Trung is on today. This woman is just a total hustler. She has a bunch of side hustles. She makes six figures, and she's still living super frugally by staying with her parents. So welcome, Christina.
Thanks for having me, Todd.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on. So I think the first thing people want to know is you started a side hustle, which is basically a cupcake business where you essentially make cupcakes and you sell them. So I'm not going to do it justice if I speak about it, but could you tell the people kind of how you started doing that and sort of the income you're making from your cupcake business?
Yeah, so started this company originally mainly because my mom and my sister, who I started with, are huge bakers. They used to make like cupcakes and cakes for our friends and family, and I saw it as an opportunity to make, some extra money. I was like, this stuff tastes better than some of the things that I'm, trying in other places. So why don't we see if we can just make something out of it? So started this company and officially launched the beginning of this year, which was pretty crazy because our original, demographic was catering for big events and offices, which has changed drastically. So
Mhm.
we reshifted our business model a little bit and now do deliveries for individual orders, but have gotten tons of support on that. So super grateful, but the company is something that we all do on the side, and we bring in around originally when we were doing like office catering, it was a little bit more steady because there were these recurring meetings. But now it's a little bit up and down and fluctuates. But on average per month, around like 2 to 5K.
That's awesome. So $2,000 to $5,000 per month, and this is just something that you enjoy doing, and you basically made a business out of it. That is awesome. I think the best side hustles are ones that you would do. Like if you love to bake, you're gonna bake even if people aren't paying you. And so,
Right. Yeah.
right, like and so for me, like one of my side hustles is I love going out to new restaurants and trying new food. So I'm a secret
Mhm.
shopper, and I get paid to do that. And this is so
Yeah.
cool that something that your family is passionate about, you can monetize and actually make money every month. So that is
Yeah.
awesome.
It's definitely nice because it's work, but it doesn't feel like work. And I will like preface that by saying I don't do any of the baking. Like I can't even make toast. But I've discovered a passion for marketing and like business management through, starting the business. So it's just a great, fun thing to do with my family.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're like the business side of it, and they're the creators in the kitchen making all the
Yes.
goodies.
Yep. They tell me to
Awesome.
stay as far away from the kitchen as possible. So
Okay, well, talk to us about this. So you're young. You're like 24 or 25, right?
yeah, I just turned 25.
Oh, happy birthday. And you make either six figures or at least close to it. I know on your episode of Millennial Money, it was about $100,000 a year. And you still choose to live really frugally and stay with your parents. So speak to us about like, so people thought I was crazy because when I was 25, I was bringing in close to like $500,000 a year, but I also lived with like six roommates. So people thought I was nuts. So you also are making six figures and live with your family. So talk to the people about why you decided to do that and sort of how this frugality journey, like why that's important to you.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, but I definitely did not intend to live this way. I think like after I graduated college, I was like, I can't wait to rent out an apartment and start, like making money on my own and doing whatever I want. But I took a step back from that, and I really wanted to be as fiscally responsible as possible, meaning like I wanted to pay off all of my student loans. So I checked that box off. And then, um, you know, realizing that living at home, I've been blessed with, a great family. So it's not a problem for me. So I wanted to take advantage of that and save up for paying my sister's college, which is something that's a huge financial goal of mine. But now that, we are in this crazy world post COVID, or not post, during COVID, it's given me a chance to see how great it's been for my mental health, just having people around me. So I'm grateful for that and really taking this time to just save up to one, pay off my sister's college tuition, but also now I'm looking towards putting a down payment on a house. So yeah, just taking advantage of what I can and saving up as much as I can so I can excel with my financial goals for the future.
That's incredible. So you're a young woman making six figures, and instead of living it up, so to speak, you're being humble and you're staying living cheaply so you can pay your sister's college tuition. That is awesome. Like that is so generous of you. And like, was there anything that just told you that you should do that, or you just that's just something you thought would be a nice thing to do?
Um, no one really told me to do that. I've just, watched my parents. They immigrated from here, from Vietnam, and they both, don't have college degrees. And so a really big goal of theirs when coming here was to give us that education. But because they don't have those degrees, they've been working just minimum wage jobs. And so seeing that struggle and seeing how much I could make after I graduated college, I really just wanted to help them out in that sense because they've supported me so much during my educational journey.
That's awesome. That is absolutely amazing. You are killing it. Congratulations. So
Mhm.
what's next for you after? So I know you're working towards your sister's tuition. You have this cupcake business. It sounds like you're saving up for a house of your own. So do you have any plans on like buying real estate and that's kind of your next move?
That is my next move. Yeah, I um, have started thinking about it for the past couple months and really started budgeting to put savings towards that now. And so I don't know how long I'm going to live at home for, but my next move would be like investing in real estate. It's just a matter of one, figuring out where. And also, I'm just a beginner, so I'm trying to learn as much as possible. I've been reading a lot, watching a lot of YouTube videos, just trying to learn as much as I can.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I mean real estate is was the game changer for me. Like I attribute that is certainly how I became a multimillionaire in my 20s is investing in real estate. That is there's no question. I mean the real estate game is crazy, especially where I live in Seattle. It is absolutely
Mhm.
nuts. And if I could give you any bit of advice, it would be to please consider house hacking for your first deal. I know most people don't want to do it, but it's so good because you can essentially just live for free and
Yeah.
have other people pay off your mortgage and stuff. So but that is awesome. Okay, now talk to us a little bit about your YouTube channel. So I saw that you started a YouTube channel. You're already at like 800 subs, by the way. So congrats, because it's a super new
Thanks.
channel, at least from what I saw online. So
Yeah.
what is your YouTube channel about? And is that just a space for you to teach what you've learned, or just a fun to document your life, or what is your goals for YouTube?
So I initially started the channel mainly because I was seeing a lot of comments on my Millennial Money episode, and instead of answering like 2,000 comments, I just wanted to consolidate it all into one video. But since I posted that, for me, not having a huge social media presence, getting like 10 comments from strangers is like crazy to me. Like, who wants to take time out of their day to watch me talk? It's insane. So I kind of took it and ran with it. And like every person that has reached out to me on like LinkedIn or Instagram has asked me, like, how do I get a job after I graduate in this field? And so I've, always been heavily involved with recruiting at my school and love like career mentorship. So that's something that I've always done, but now wanting to use YouTube as a platform to just enhance it to people that I can't, normally reach.
Yeah, that's awesome. So cool. And I had the same experience where before being interviewed by CNBC, I really had no social media presence at all. And then
Yeah.
after that, it was the same deal where like I had so many people on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram messaging me where it was like, I can't answer these
Yeah.
thousand questions. It's easier just to make a video, and then of course it went from there. But that is so awesome. So here you are, you're making six figures, you're living at home so that you can save money to pay off your sister's college tuition. You have a side business, or a side hustle, I should say, which is a cupcake business with your family. And now you're planning to invest in real estate and also help people in their own careers. That is absolutely amazing. So I guess the last thing that I'll ask before we finish up here is you're so successful. I mean, you're young, you're making six figures, you have all these hustles, and you're doing it. What advice would you have for people that maybe just like don't think that they can get ahead, or they believe that the system is rigged, or that like they don't have the right connections, or whatever it is? I mean, your parents came over here as immigrants, and now their daughter is in her 20s making six figures and is teaching people online. That is an amazing accomplishment. So what would you say to people that just don't believe it's possible?
Yeah. First of all, thank you. That's super nice. And second of all, I would say like a huge struggle for me, because I was in that position of like, oh, I can only get a job if I have like these connections, and it's not fair because of XYZ. And I think we're so like, at least for me, I'm an overthinker, so I'm so like stuck in the planning phase of it all, and the like planning phase turns into the overthinking phase, which turns into like all the reasons why I should not do something. But the best lessons that I've learned are from the mistakes that I've made, and I've made those mistakes because I just kind of went out and did something. Like when I was first starting out the cupcake business, I didn't know anything about applying for an employee ID, or like what all the health code violations were if I were to open up a commercial kitchen, all that stuff. But then I kind of just said, let's just do it and then see where it goes. Started like passing out flyers, writing handwritten notes, reaching out to random people on Instagram. So I've learned so many things from just kind of not thinking so much and just doing it.
That is awesome. That is absolutely incredible. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. I know that I learned something from talking to you, and I know that everybody who watches this will learn something. For anyone who wants to follow Christina, I will post her YouTube channel down below. I'll also put her Instagram. And if you, Christina, if you have a link to your cupcake website, just send that to me, and I'll put that in the description as well, because I know people are going to want to get some of those treats. Well, thank you again for your time. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Todd. It was great talking to you.